We got the season finale of the show where Adam would be giving away his wife for the second time. In the last episode, Crip Mac had taken a steady lead as the fan favorite to get the job done.
All I'm gonna say is, black folks, black men specifically, please stop allowing yourself to be used as a part of the show. You know what I'm saying? This is what they used to do back in the slave days or whatever. They would make you breed with their wives. Stop doing that. Stop willingly being a part of this process, okay? I'm ashamed of all of you, I'm gonna be honest.
As he went around terrorizing...
I don't even know what that means, Lopez.
Both the audience and the competition at the very same time.
I want to bust that coochie. Oh, you want to get it out?
No.
Get it out.
No. This is like a mutual thing. Like
No. I want to bust her.
And you know the craziest part about this, now that I'm thinking about it again? This is all
hey
he's done.
Sean, hope you're having a good. I'd like to share my think piece with you on why Barbie World is not one of the worst songs of the year and was actually a very needed.
I would much rather eat a box of rat poison than have that discussion right now. But you go feel, you know what I'm saying? You throw your thoughts out there, leave your grievances, air them out and stuff like that. I think that's fine. I think that's lovely. But what I was saying, though, before I was rudely interrupted by life was this nigga been doing this since forever. I saw a clip of him interviewing somebody trying to egg them on to instigating a situation for his podcast not long ago. And I just thought it was the nastiest shit in the world. And now that I'm fast forwarding and seeing whatever this reality show is where people fuck his wife, I'm like, dog, y'all are still willing participants in being exploited in this nature for whatever the case is, whatever the benefit is. Like, you got to have some level of respect for yourself, right? What's the cutoff?
We're going to get you out of the situation.
Did you guys know this man recently got locked up?
I'm in good spirits. Guess what? I'm not going to get life. If anything, I'll get 3 to 5 years, probably.
This coming out of the Cookie Monster is hilarious. I'm sorry.
Adam22 refused to help Crip Mac beats his case. The dude is trash beyond belief.
Yeah, how many times has Crip Mac been on that nigga platform, bro? Not saying that you got to take care of every person that you invite on your shit, but like when you exploit people to such a huge degree, it's just like, damn, bro. Like, you just see it from the outside looking in. Maybe you don't see it when you up close.
On the hood. They would.
Nah, if she'd just moved the phone and had it talking out of Cookie Monster, this would be hilarious.
Gotta get you some conjugal visits. We're gonna find some big booty.
Sit them up in here.
I mean, hey, if this is the legacy he's gonna leave on the world, then so be it. But free that man Crip Mac. Either way, the show only gets more and more cuck-oriented as it goes on. As in the next challenge, these guys give her a table dance while Adam watches on.
I get to see how they're gonna perform in front of my husband. He's like right next to me.
And I think this one guy was actually there to try and hook up with Adam, as he comes in with a thong on.
I love a man in a black thong.
Smell him.
Yeah, where is it?
He's got a nice musk.
Wonderful smell.
The French really know how to do it.
Honestly, I think Adam was into it.
There was a thong involved. I saw a lot of booty.
There was a thong. I don't know if you liked it as much as I liked it, but I liked the thong.
Hey, yo.
I liked the gyrate, the hips, the mask. Kind of had a little weird side vibe going, you know?
Then a guy named Little D comes in and really shows her how it's done.
He picked Lena up. He brought her over to the couch.
I just know my heart rate is
Bro, imagine saying this about my wife. About your wife, bro.
off the charts. Like, there is no way that anyone shot my heart rate through the roof more than him.
Why are you saying that?
Pound Town. And this is when the serious meat watching literally begins.
Do you want the guy with the biggest? Can we see their? Is that possible, Monica?
Can we? Bro, if I allow open relationship, you know, already that's just an insane step. And then the next biggest insane step being me to scout out the people. I'm not doing this, bro. Shut up, nigga. Please, bro. Oh my God. And I have to scout out the niggas that she's gonna fuck too? It's just too much.
Can you ask them?
So they slowly come out there one by one to show them what they're working with. And this man Adam is just straight up bone hawking over here.
I've seen this one in the movies before.
That is like an elephant trunk.
Look how many veins there are.
She wants a slice of the baguette.
What?
Huge.
Massive.
Wow.
So as I'm swinging there in front of Adam and Lena, I could see the look.
Who was watching this? I don't know, to be honest. I don't know how they're making so much money, clearly there's a market for it. I just can't imagine somebody actually unironically tuning in being like, yeah, I want to see For the Love of Lena. I couldn't imagine. I just don't get it.
Look on Adam's face, and I don't think he was quite ready.
At least when you were watching like Flavor of Love or shit, whatever other reality TV show there was for a time, like the attraction for people was like, okay, look at these girls that are on there. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got something to look at, blah, 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 blah. And it's just funny, dumb, entertaining shit from like the mid 2000s. This, not only is it old and, you know, no hate, but I don't have any incentive. There's no fine girls on the show. Like, what niggas like are watching this? What are y'all watching this for? What are you trying to see?
I had to bring.
Does it often not fit?
As I'm swinging there in front of Adam and Lena is a crazy sentence. Can we just acknowledge how insane this entire series is? Like, generations of Adam's descendants will look on in horror as they watch this years back from now.
They won't care, surely. They'll be sitting on top of the money that this earned from the losers that are watching it.
I'm talking about like in the year 2080, his great-great-great-grandson is
going to be rich as fuck, most likely, off of the back of this weird shit that they doing right now, most likely.
Gonna be getting made fun of for this.
No, they won't be. They'll be making fun of the broke niggas that didn't have parents that did this, which could be a plus in one instance, but, you know, obviously it's gonna be a negative in another.
And shout out to Crib Mac for refusing to show up.
Would you care if your parents held a TV show where you sold your mom out? Are you saying, like, if I was a kid of these two, would I care?
Off his peak.
Because I probably wouldn't, to be honest. I'd be rich as fuck.
It's for her. It's for her. I swear.
Hey. 3 years. I've known you 3 years.
They already have kids.
Now it's time you show me.
Or a kid.
So I choked that motherfucker. I grabbed him and choked him. That's when he said, no. I mean, my wife wants to see it. Strange, Adam.
And this is when they eliminate the Thong Man as well as Crib Mac.
You, Adam.
We all knew this was going to happen from the start. I mean, hell, Adam even said this when discussing the show.
She wants Crip Mac to be the one to
I was kind of saying the opposite, but there are people on the show that I think that she would be very happy if they won. And there are people on the show who I think realistically she might jump off of a local bridge if they won.
Now,
I mean, surely she doesn't actually have to be with anybody on the thing that she doesn't want to be with just because they won the competition as part of the show, right? Like, this isn't actually like a pipeline into her pussy, right? Like, surely the win is just like a financial reward at the end of the show, and they go home and they just are saying like the allure of the show, like, we're gonna pretend that you will, but you actually won't, right?
in the end, they end up choosing Little D as the man to get the job done.
And the person who's gonna f my wife is...
They actually smash?
Lil D.
You gotta stop playing with me.
Should we go upstairs right now?
I'm with it. I don't give a
Let's do it.
He just won. Let him touch it.
I gotta be the husband of the year. Let me tell you, I am the one.
And I will say, this has all been an absolute masterclass in digital marketing and selling this product, which just happened to be his wife. From a moral standpoint, I could not disagree more with the premise. But there is something to be said about Adam's ability to garner as many impressions as possible and continue to make millions of dollars off of degeneracy.
No, that wasn't a moan. I was letting out a sigh.
That was his
My bad, it sounded crazy.
wedding outfit.
Yeah.
That was his suit from his wedding, yeah.
I think
Our
different
wedding.
shoes for the wedding.
We in your marriage
What?
outfits?
Well, my tux, but obviously I'd taken the tux off by the time we went to...
yeah.
I mean, once you've crossed a certain line,
Sean, there are children listening. You say that when I fucking let out an exhale, but you didn't say that when we were watching the coverage of this nigga letting his wife get fucked. Now there's children watching. Before, I guess it was just nothing.
in the name of money, I guess there is really no going back. How will this affect him and his family in the long run?
They're gonna make money.
I do not know. And so obviously the scene has actually come out at this point. I will say, when it comes to the internet in general, it really didn't make a sizable splash compared to the first scene where it was like all anyone could talk about. And I do think the novelty of her being with another man has really just kind of run its course. I didn't really see any memes about this. I mean, there were people talking about how during the act, Adam actually did a fist bump with this guy, which is just insane behavior. I mean, that should be a criminal offense. But that was really all I saw circulating the web when it came to this film. Now, obviously, with this being a big moment in him and his wife's career, he has been going on a bit of a press run just like he did the first time. And in doing that, he ended up going on this whatever podcast.
This dude is dangerously bald.
Which I think is pretty much like a Diet Fresh and Fit.
You said the reason, the value is the financial value, is the financials you get from the videos. But then you also say that you don't do anything with the money, that it doesn't really matter to you, so you guys don't live a luxurious lifestyle. The money is just kind of sitting there. So how is that a financial value if you don't even use it?
What type of question is that? Like, do people think that people like being like sex workers, or like do they like doing? I'm not saying like it's like some people, I guess they could try to convince themselves like it's like the greatest job of all time, but like obviously they're not doing it outside of the only reason to do it would be financial gain. Like they would be making the money so that they wouldn't have to work later. Like, what kind of question is that? Some do. It's rare. I think it's so rare, and most people don't get into it because it's just like, oh, this is a really interesting career. Most people get into it because it's like a financial way out. A lot of instances are they've exhausted other possibilities, or it's just like, this is gonna make me the most money the quickest, and I can use this as a pipeline to start off another career that might be completely different. You know.
Well, her and I are building a business, and also, you know,
I mean, literally, there's
plans.
There's nothing else. I wouldn't think it would be another reason, bro.
Working,
or it comes from abuse in their childhood. Yeah, but generally speaking, like even those people that have that testimony wouldn't be like, oh yeah, this is a great thing, or they're not advocating for other people to start doing it. Most of the time, I'm not saying they don't exist, but most of the time they're just like, okay, let me get my money, and then when I'm 30 or whatever, or 35, 40, you know, I'll get out.
Forever. So for me, it's like, you know, I would like to leave the game with, I don't know, 10, 20, 30 million dollars, and so us doing that was probably the greatest windfall of money that we ever got from doing anything, and it was relatively painless for us.
I mean, how do you guys feel about that?
Read your last comment. You would like to hear my thoughts. What did you just say? I feel like by the time their kids are grown, society will be at a place where this is no longer weird or taboo. Take how Kim K's sex tape was big news and embarrassing when it happened, but if that were to happen now to a new celebrity, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. Yeah, depending on the person. I mean, you releasing that type of video now at Kim Kardashian's size probably will have some type of impact. It will be negligible though. Because you are right. I wouldn't say progressed that much, but in terms of like sexuality and just talking about sex in general as like a country, I think we've advanced a lot more than just like, oh my God, this person has sex. Oh my, I didn't even know that they did that. That was insane. That was crazy. The Sexy Red one is a really good example too, but that's like also a part of her brand. Like you hear her music and I'm just like, I'm not surprised that Sexy Red has a tape. I'm not surprised that it's on the internet. I'm not surprised that this got released, blah, 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 blah. If anything, even though it was without her consent, and I think it was super corny and it sucks that the dude actually did that, it goes along with her brand. For a lot of other people, it could be detrimental. So it really depends on who it is that you market yourself as. But I do think in the future, like you get to his kids' generation, their time to be on social media for real. I don't think it's going to be as big of a deal. But traditionally speaking in America, it's still looked at as like a pretty generally frowned upon thing to do. Hold on, what is this? So we're seeing people bash her for it. Wait, where'd it go? I don't even know where that just went. We're seeing people bash her for it, knowing it was leaked. I mean, nobody in their right mind should be bashing her for that, though.
That with him like suffering now with the public scrutiny, and then maybe just eventually completely wiping himself from the internet, selling off his business for X amount of dollars, and then we just never see or hear from Adam again. Is that so bad? Or are you of the mindset like the internet is forever? And like I said earlier, do you think that what he's doing now is going to affect his family for generations to come?
I wouldn't say generationally speaking. Like his generations from now, nobody is going to give a fuck enough about Adam22 or Lena to be like, oh, I know what your mom did, blah, 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 blah. Like, if their kids are going anywhere, like, imagine somebody making fun of somebody for that. You realize you'd have to put yourself in position to be like, well, why are you watching videos of my mom or whatever the case is? Like, I don't know. It's just, I feel like it's weirder for somebody to kind of use it as something to clown you for. I don't know.
Are you concerned about your child? I believe it's she's a daughter, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have a daughter. I just gave birth a couple months ago. Do you ever worry that one day she'll see this content and maybe would you want her to be doing content like this? Is this something that would make you proud as a father to a young daughter?
I think every parent wants to see their offspring do better than them. So for sure, I wouldn't like to see her, you know, just sort of default to that just because she knows that her parents did it.
Wait, what was the question?
It's to come.
Are you concerned about your child? I believe it's she's a daughter, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have a daughter. I just gave birth a couple months ago. Do you ever worry that one day she'll see this content and maybe would you want her to be doing content like this? Is this something that would make you proud as a father to a young daughter?
I think every parent wants to see.
But you're also putting it out there like he's telling other people to do this. Like, I'm not saying that this is a respectable, you know what I'm saying, even though it's really not my business, but the nigga making it people's business by marketing him and his wife's relationship like this. But I just think that if you're asking this question, it's almost like you're putting it out there as if he's telling people like this is a great thing. I think you should all do this with your wives and your girlfriends, and all the future generations and the kids should do the exact same thing that I'm doing. Like, he literally just said that I'm probably gonna do this until I make ends meet and get the fuck out. Who would want this to be like their first option for their kid? Like, nobody will want that.
See their offspring do better than them. So for sure, I wouldn't like to see her.
This is a red pill podcast. They're not saying anything smart. Oh, I didn't know what type of podcast this was. I should have. Okay.
Just sort of default to that just because she knows that her parents did it. But as far as if one day she's an adult.
Yeah, they should have been asking about those allegations with that young girl that he was talking to a while ago. Much less this sex worker nonsense.
And she decides that she wants to do whatever. I know a lot of girls who make a shitload of money on and don't even show their. So I can't just look at OnlyFans as a profession and say like, oh, that would be a hideous way for my offspring to earn a living one day. But I certainly wouldn't be encouraging it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the point where he has really boxed himself in. It's just that when it comes to a level of degeneracy that his entire life is on, you really have no room to talk badly almost about anything else.
It's not an option.
Me personally, their children are more at risk of bullied than vice versa. Sure, they can ask why are they watching the content, but the whole school can just say it's online so it's accessible. Kids with of moms get bulkied crazy.
Where? What kid with an OnlyFans mom in this generation is getting bullied right now? Who? Most girls on OnlyFans don't even have a kid that's old enough to be in a position in school where they will be bullied because other kids online are watching like adult content. Who? Where are the children? There was one recently. Where? One recently out of how many women that are on OnlyFans that have children that are in their teenage years, which is when bullying will happen generally a lot. Like who exists like that? There's nobody out there like that. And even in the future, when there are OnlyFans quote unquote children, they're not going to be bullied like that. Nobody's going to give a fuck. These women, some of these women are going to be unrecognizable in about 10 to 15 years. No shade or no hate, but who's remembering, oh yeah, you remember that OnlyFans vixen that we used to watch, blah, blah, blah. Well, she got a kid. Oh, he goes to this middle school that nobody fucking knows about. Let's go over here and let's bully it. Like, what? Nobody's going to remember that. Those porn addicted 15-year-old boys are. Oh my God. I think y'all are severely overestimating the level at which people consume and care about these things. You're saying a lot and giving me no examples. There's no one there. There's no one there. People get bullied for much less. You are too idealistic. My brother, this is not going to turn into the thing that you think it will. I guarantee you that.
Because when you're to the point where you've sold like the most prized thing in your life, your partner, for like the highest bidder.
It's not about underestimating the amount of people that consume porn. You're overestimating the amount of kids that are going to be in school consuming adult content to a point where they know by face, this is your mother, this is your son, this is your daughter, this is your sister. It's not like that. Nobody's that deep in. They're just not. Even kids, they're not that deep in.
Morally, you just really have no grounds to stand on. Now, I will say this positive thing about Adam. Okay, when this whole cuck arc first came around, a lot of the criticism was centered around, well, how is this going to affect your kid? I said in a video that it was just strange to me that when I'm looking at Adam's Instagram story, I could see videos of him playing with his kid perfectly fine. And then on the very next story, I'm seeing all of this explicit material involving him and various women. And something about that obviously just doesn't sit right with people. And so I think ever since Detractor started coming forward with these talking points, he has decided to change his tune when it comes to his kid and be a little bit more adamant about protecting her. I don't believe they show her or her face online anymore.
That's a great idea. But even if you're not in this profession, I don't think it's a wise idea for you to put your children or kids in your family on the internet like that anyway. No matter what you do, even whether you do adult content or not, I just don't think that's ever a wise idea.
And I think that was the right choice. Because at one time they were trying to do like the whole family arc thing. I think that his girl had like a mom Instagram page. I think they had like a family vlog channel. And just the two things cannot really coincide.
You wouldn't say it's beautiful.
Well, I don't. Obviously.
Some of y'all are saying like you got no idea how deep kids are into the internet and have given me or provided none of these examples for these horror stories of dangerous bullying to a point where a kid is about to jump off of a fucking cliff because his mom is doing OnlyFans and all of his friends know about it. Nobody has a single example of that. And y'all are constantly echoing the sentiment of, oh, but he gonna get bullied in school. She gonna get bullied in school. Nobody's saying shit at all. This is very similar to the situation where in China there was an average girl who will be a YouTuber celebrity. The fact that this idea is being discussed to children with them growing up now is a viable option to make ridiculous or no morals. Careers aren't important. It can be comparable to this shit.
With the way that these kids are nowadays, they are more likely to consider it cool TBH or make jokes about how your mom is hot, etc.
Nigga said we gave you one nigga. This is your basis for the entire quote unquote genre of OnlyFans workers. They all have teenage children and are being bullied in school. That's the consensus that you're coming to. And you have to realize that, and you actually have to take that seriously in your mind. That makes no fucking sense. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. None.
No, I would not call it beautiful though.
So wouldn't you want better for your own wife? Yeah, I mean, she is selling her body online to random men. And I don't
images of her body, yeah.
I mean, yeah, images.
Random question: what are the go-to draws for men?
I mean, really anything work as long as it's comfortable.
The point of kids getting bullied cause of OnlyFans always gets said, but no one got an example. Kids are evil, crying face, gone bully each other no matter what if she did OnlyFans or not.
I'm saying like there are things that people get bullied for. Do not get me wrong. But I feel like some of y'all just assumed. I don't know, man. Like, the way I grew up was just so different. Because, like, some people look at, like some niggas will get clowned one time and say they got bullied. I just don't understand. Like, if a nigga sees your mom or something like that, like, niggas got clowned or niggas got joked on because some of their mamas was just fine when they were going to school, bro. Like, it was just some fine moms that went to school sometime, and a nigga would be like, oh, that's why I'm fucking your mom, blah, blah, blah. That's why I want to fuck your mom, blah, 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 blah. Like, whether somebody does OnlyFans or not, it was embedded into the culture of young boys to just talk about fucking the person that is in another nigga's life. Like, I fuck your girl, I fuck your sister, I fuck your mom, blah, blah, blah. It's just like an over-sexualization of all of those things. It's not rooted in just like quote-unquote OnlyFans culture. Young boys have been saying that. That's been a thing. Acting like you're gonna get bullied because your mom does sex work is just stupid. That's just dumb.
Teenagers
whether she
nowadays
does
don't
it or
have no
not, it was
filter,
gonna get
and
talked
going
about.
to school with PPA playing your mom's sexual video is
That
insane.
hasn't happened.
Clowning my mom cause she fine is different than having the school seeing your mom get clapped on video.
There's no moms that you have to offer me. You haven't given me shit. Where? You've given me no mothers. No mamas. Mamas ain't nowhere.
Some of y'all friends' moms were strippers and nobody cared.
Oh,
Why
God.
do y'all think they gon' care about the OnlyFans?
My dad probably fucked a lot of y'all moms when I was in school. I didn't give a fuck. A lot of your moms is whores. Garbage. Worthless to society. We don't love them no less. Nobody looked at you and said that you was crazy. You got to walk the halls amongst the rest of the kids like you was normal. Nobody said nothing to you. I'm just saying. Y'all acting like because it's OnlyFans, niggas gonna get treated different. It's not gonna change nothing. Nothing's happening. Just show me an OnlyFans model right now that's popular enough to have videos of her saved that also has like a teenage kid. Have to show me that. Nobody's giving me shit. Whoa, dude, not my mommy. Okay, my fault. My fault. My fault. My fault. A lot of y'all moms is whores though. I'm just gonna say it. It is what it is, bro. And it's okay.
Well, when Jason Love shows up, the body itself is going.
Well, yeah, they had a good time on set that day.
And so throughout this podcast, this woman and this man were steadily applying pressure to
Now it's fuck Sean. Okay.
Adam.
Like, you hang around a lot of the blats, right? So you know what we do.
His wife does.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well played.
Yeah.
And those are the types of comments that Adam is going to have to deal with for a very long time. I mean, he actually got so annoyed by this man's presence that he eventually kind of just calls him a scammer, calls out some of the things that he does in his personal life.
Okay, well, he's subjecting himself to this at this point. Like, if you put yourself in a room on a podcast full of a bunch of people that, and I don't even want to be that dude because I know it's a moral argument against this.
I agree I need evidence to prove my point more, but I do think it's plausible to say it does happen. We agree to disagree to an extent.
No. I just completely disagree with that.
Do y'all not remember that Kim Kardashian's daughter got bullied for the same thing? She even recorded her daughter expressing her discomfort going to school.
Do you know how big Kim Kardashian is? That's not even the same
But
comparison.
as what I was saying when a black guy hit
what
my
the
ex
fuck
and
type
I
of
watched it
bro?
made
Be
me
quiet.
scared
Oh my
to
god.
date a
Oh my
woman
god.
that
Oh my god.
dated
Oh my god. Do you know how Kim Kardashian is a fucking billionaire? That's like saying, oh, I'm Drake's son. You think Adonis doesn't get things said about him being Drake's son, whether his dad does sexual shit on the internet or not? You are a famous child. People are gonna come up to you with a bunch of bullshit that your parent has done and put it in your face. That's completely unrelated. She's a fucking billionaire. Obviously, her daughter's gonna get harassed. It shouldn't happen, but obviously that's gonna happen. What type of comparison is that?
And just completely walks off, saying that he was tempted to polish that milk dud head of his. Either way,
and also what I was saying before we got to that was he shouldn't have been putting himself in a position on a platform where there are a bunch of people here that are that deep into his business that they care about pressing him for however long the duration of this podcast ended up being. Like, at the end of the day, it's nobody on this platform's business. Would I do it? No. That is not my speed. Imagine me getting my girl to a point where we get married and I'm like, okay, yeah, I want other niggas to come in and out, blah, blah, blah. That's just not me. But if that works for y'all and y'all have an agreement and you getting out of this in however many years and you built up 30, 40, 50 million dollars for yourself and you never have to work again, I'm not saying that that's not a moral issue, blah, 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 blah. I'm just saying it's none of my business. And their daughter probably not going to have to deal with none of the pitfalls of that either. If I need a little extra cash, I'm sucking dick, y'all, and my future children going to have to... They don't want to talk about how a lot of I ain't gonna say it, bro. I ain't gonna say it. But, like, come on, bro. Y'all don't know y'all mama for real. That's all I'm gonna say.
Off. Saying that he was tempted to polish that milk dud head of his. Either way, I just kind of wanted to tie a bow on this whole situation that we have been covering.
I'm not gonna stop because they don't know. Do they know? Like, bro, chill.
Recently, I mean, it's one thing to be entertained by like a decent reality TV show, but if you like had the reminder set up on your phone that this was dropping, I think you need some Jesus in your life or something. Y'all let me know what
I agree with that. Because the niggas waiting on this to drop and the ones that are buying it, I think, are the ones that need the biggest case study. You interviewing people that have a plan to get out of this and they're just making the money that they want to make now, whether I agree with it or not, it's just not my business. That's it. But coming up with all these theories is like, oh yeah, like think of the children. Y'all don't give a fuck about kids, bro. Let's just stop. Y'all don't care about kids. Y'all don't care about women. You don't care about morals. It just say it makes you uncomfortable and you wouldn't do it. Cause I agree with you. If that's your argument, I agree with you. Shit. It's not gonna be me. It's not gonna be my relationship. It's as simple as that. You care about you? Y'all remember the Freaknik documentary? No, I actually don't. I actually don't. Remember what Michael Jordan said about kids? On God. I fuck with him though, to be honest. Wait, no, I mean not. All right, bro, whatever. Cause see, imagine your mom's coochie is worth $3.45. Well, at least I know you wouldn't be fucking her. My fault. I always think about proximity. I guess is my biggest thing. Like, I don't know, bro. I just
ain't gonna be me for sure.
Different.
But Adam isn't telling no one to do this. Even if
he
did,
said that,
it's your fault if you take his advice, Lamar.
Yeah, like, I think it's a product. The shock of Adam doing that is him knowing that people are going to react like crazy because this isn't like a traditional thing to do, and he knows that people think it's not a respectable thing to do, but based off those people's reaction is the exact same reason he'll be able to retire early and be able to take his children out of a position where the exact same fear that people are preaching about won't even be a reality for her, because she'll probably be going to a fucking private school where you're not even allowed a fucking phone. They're not gonna go through shit because y'all care too much about this.